Chapter 6.3 Warmth on a Cold Night. After Tobias left, Retta was left alone, in the dark, in a hollow, creaky ship. The rainstorm hailed against the hull. Rancorous drumming echoed from every hall. The shadows felt like they moved, and Retta felt her skin crawl. This time was different. She wasn't scared when Toby left before, but now, with Luca on her tail, every sound, every movement, felt hostile. Alpha was little help. She laid down, yawned, and passed out within minutes. Her tongue dangled out her mouth, and Retta felt no confidence in Alpha being her guard dog. The creaks could mask footsteps. The lights barely illuminated the shadows. If there was anywhere, any time, Luca could seize Retta by surprise. This was it. Nah, Retta whispered to herself. No, I am not staying here like a sitting duck. She couldn't let Tobias know how fast she folded. She could already hear what he'd say. Barely even 5 minutes? And you say you ain't Lil. Retta grabbed her knife, her link, and when she reached for her journal, the Baton's tattoo glowed. Oh? It caught her by surprise, but she quickly realized she had an alibi. No, Tobias, I was fine. I only left because the Baton told me to. It's not like I was scared or anything. Her alibi was ready. The Baton pointed her towards the exit, and Retta had a feeling it pointed to Karada. The rain was relentless. Retta had no umbrella or jacket, but she shrugged it off and thought, the city can't be that big. How hard could it be to find a famous pop star? Retta opened the exit hatch, went off into the rain, and was led by the light of Karada's billboard. As she stepped out of the ship, she saw her reflection in the wet glass ground. It glowed with an orange aura, radiating deep within the glass planet's core. The constant rainfall and ripples broke apart her image, and as Red looked left, she saw the desolate, wet streets of Io, without a soul in sight. She thought the junk dog was bad, but this was worse. It gave her goosebumps. The streets were barren. Everyone lived in their own glass bubble away from the rain. Locked gates barred outsiders and isolated the homes. The disconnect from inside to outside was palpable. And what replaced the pedestrians on the streets were the rusted, junked, metal husks of Nexus bots. The first she saw looked like a skeleton. Its jaw dangled from its hinges, and its skull was dented in. Graffiti above it yelled, "These will not replace us!" Then there was another, and another, and another after that. Bot corpses lined the streets like haunting warnings against Nexus. It piqued Red's curiosity. I wonder what the backstory is here. Io gave Red chills in more ways than one. The constant rainfall soaked through her. It seeped through her jacket and dripped down her spine. Intermittent shivers shot across her skin. She hated to admit it, but searching a city for a single girl wasn't as simple as she hoped. Yet the Baton still glowed, and that gave her hope. Retta bore the rain, scoured the streets, and wasn't sure where it led her. Are you even pointing me to Karada? Retta wondered. Or am I just going to meet another rain-soaked visitor? The Baton pulled her towards a building and pointed to cellar stairs. They descended into the earth, and from its mouth, faint music fought back the oppressive rain. Retta leaned closer, and as if the Baton, or her own mind, spoke to her, she heard, "Down there." Oh, Retta said aloud to her tattoo. So now you want to talk. No voice came again. She descended the stairs, saw a sign that said, "No bots allowed," and opened the fogged glass door. Red was greeted by a wave of heat and the loud clamor of a bar. She felt the warmth of 100 bodies congregated together, smelt the intermingling spirits and liquors, and felt sticky, spilt drinks against the floor. I don't think I'm going to find Karada here. But the Baton still beckoned her here. Maybe someone here has information on Karada, she thought. Red shimmied through the crowd and squeezed between rain-slicked patrons. Their work fatigues shimmered with glass shards and were powdered with ash. These must be the Ironhide, she thought, straight out of the mines. As she burrowed deeper and deeper into the crowd, she heard a woman sing. Her voice was soft and wispy, calming and delicate. It inspired a vague hope, like the new life brought by a spring rain. It tiptoed on the wind, in a foreign language, but even still, it lit a spark in red, and the baton glowed bright. The crowd was entranced, and absolutely silent across the bar. The only sound was the safety of her voice. It overpowered the raging storm outside. Here, it was calm. Here, it was safe. Here, it was warm. Retta felt the baton glow brighter and brighter, and felt its connection spread wider. And then, she saw something she'd never seen before. She saw auras radiating from the patrons. She saw ambient blue light radiating from their cores and expanding outward. She felt the calm, peaceful, blue energy emanating from them. Retta saw emotion. As her baton glowed brighter, threads emerged from the patrons' auras. She saw glowing strings of light flow and float as if underwater. The strings rose, expanded, and interwove. The crowd's auras, their energies, and their emotions were connecting, and as Retta kept listening to the singer, she saw the bonds between the crowd tied together stronger. The baton resonated with the communal energy. Red felt it from the bartender. She felt it from the man beside her. She felt it from the woman hidden in the corner. And most strongly, she felt it from the singer. Who is this girl now? Retta wondered. The singer looked and felt like the antithesis to Karada. She sang folk songs instead of pop beats. She wore neutral fabrics instead of popping pink and blue. Her song centered on the words rather than the rhythm. As the song came to an end, the crowd soaked in the last bits of her voice. The singer bowed. Her short blonde hair fell over her face, and she handed the mic to the host, still in his mining uniform. With a voice as soft and smooth as velvet, he said, "Please, let's give a round of applause for our surprise guest tonight, Juniper." The crowd all applauded, their eyes in awe as she left. They were left with just enough to want more. One of the Ironhide, happily drunk and red in the face, turned to Retta and said, "She was good, wasn't she?" "Yeah, I really liked her voice." "Yeah, she gets it," the man said, and drunkenly rambled on. "You need that these days with everything changing." "Oh?" Retta saw a perfect opportunity to get more info. "What's changing?" He took 2 drawn-out, drunken blinks and looked at Red. "You're not from around here, are you?" "No, just passing through." The man took a sip of his drink, and in good spirits from Juniper, answered Retta's question. "Well, bots for one. The Outer Reach is trying to steal the mines from us." "They're trying to steal them? How?" Retta should have been searching for Karada, but her curiosity always got the better of her. "Well," he leaned back into his chair and prepared for a longer story. "They say it's better for safety. You know the spiel. Safer, more effective, the whole gamut. You know what I think?" Red knew he was going to answer whether she responded or not. "They just want control." He took another drink. "Another way for Nexus to spy on the inner colonies. I'll tell you, we don't need it." He looked left and right, shifty-eyed, and said, "And there's more." Retta leaned in close enough so they could whisper. "Like what?" "Rumor is," he looked over his shoulders again, clearly nervous, "Luca's supplying them." Retta perked her eyebrows and with a soft whisper said, "Really?" "Yep. Rumor came out when Celeste came here. She started interviewing people about the bots." Retta hid her excitement. "A real lead on my mom." "Really? What'd she find out?" "Don't know. She didn't talk with me, but Celeste talked with her." He pointed to a back room at the opposite end of the bar. "She interviewed Juniper. Bet it's 'cause of her music rallying against those damn bots." "Good to know. Retta said and pulled out her notebook. You know, I'm a writer too. Oh, no way. He was excited. You know, if you need an interview with an authentic Ironhide. He puffed up his chest. I'm always ready. She smiled and said, Who's to say you haven't already given me a great interview? And more information than I was expecting, she thought. The man took a drunken moment to register what she meant, and then a smile crept across his face. Oh, ho, 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 you're a smooth one. I like you, he said, giving her a friendly and overly firm pat on her shoulder. What's your name, huh? Red. It's nice to meet you. Davin, he said, reaching his meaty, calloused hand to grip hers and give a firm shake. Or I should say Davin Spellsport, if you need my full name. He was friendly, and it made Retta chuckle. Thanks, Davin. I appreciate it. She looked back at Juniper's changing room. Go on, Davin said, before she leaves. Thanks. Retta stood up and heard Davin behind her. Good luck on your interview, Red. She nodded, turned, and then even louder he yelled, And remember, screw those Nexus bots. It made Retta cringe, but when she looked back, other Ironhide raised their glasses. They cheered him on and yelled, Yeah, screw those Nexus bots. It made Retta smile. Ironhide definitely don't like Nexus, or their bots. She made her way to Juniper, and beyond the body heat of the bar, Retta felt something warm and fuzzy inside her heart. A tepid glow rose from the baton. She looked, and the tattoo's ink started to run. It dripped along her skin and formed a bar glass connected to the baton. Thanks, Davin. Next up, Juniper.